and welcome to The Thread. Yes, it's the first live episode of The Thread. I'm super excited. I'm your host, Robert Purvey. I serve as the executive pastor of Next Gen here at the Concord Church, and I'm super excited to bring a podcast to parents and families that will help them, be a resource for them as we all navigate parenthood, right? Parenthood, the best, most sometimes ratchet, sometimes nice, sometimes bucked hood in the world, right? It's parenthood, but we're gonna make it through together. And the podcast is for you. It's for you. So what I need you to do right now, real quick, text all your friends that have kids, text all your people. I mean, kids, if they're babies, toddlers, infants, however you call it, teenagers, up to 18. And then you have some parents, you know, they think they 22-year-olds are still their babies, but we're not talking about them. Some of the kids that's in the house. Well, 22-year-olds probably still in the house too. But you know what I mean. Parents and families, this is for you. It's a resource that you can get information that can help you. So I'm super excited about it. Listen, I am a father of twins. My twins are just, they're my world. Layla and Jaden, they are 7 years old. And my daughter thinks that she's my accountant. She thinks she's my, my booking agent. She's my party planner. She spent all my money. You know, her daddy-daughter dates get real expensive. And then my son, Jaden, her twin brother, Jaden is my loving kid. He's super smart, thinks he knows everything at 7 years old. So y'all know how that goes. And so they're super fun, super excited, and they are the reason that I just love being a father. And their mother, Christy, is super amazing as well. She's a very God-fearing, amazing mom. And so we parent together and we make it happen. We make it happen just like you make it happen every day. And so tonight, we're going to have conversations with parents that parent in different areas of life, in different circumstances. Because I know that every parent doesn't have the same situation. Every parent doesn't have the same circumstance. So this podcast is going to meet every parent right where they are. If you're single, if your family is blended, if you're divorced, if you're parenting together, if you're married, whatever your situation is, this podcast will help you, it will resource you, it will walk with you. So here at Concord, as we grow people, the Thread will walk alongside and help grow parents. Because we believe that better parents build stronger families, all right? So we're gonna have a great conversation, have some great guests tonight, and I'm super excited about each and every one of them. So one thing you gotta know about me, since we gonna be on this journey together, I'm the fun parent, all right? So we gonna laugh, if we cry, the producer bring me some tissue, don't y'all judge me, okay? I don't know if these guests gonna be pulling on my heartstrings or not, but if I cry, you just cry with me and don't post me crying, okay? But we gonna have a good time tonight. So I need you to do real quick, once again, because if you didn't listen to me earlier, tell somebody that we're live. We're live, and the Thread is live to give you more information about how to be a better parent. So I'm super excited. So my first guest tonight is Tara McDaniel. Tara McDaniel, a serial entrepreneur, the owner of Heritage Coffee Lounge, co-founder of Soiree Coffee Bar, founder of Buy Black National, and a proud mom of 5. So this first segment is about Miss Make It Happen. We talking about single moms. And so we had to get a bomb single mom. And I can tell by the hat. You know, you don't come out half-stepping. All right, so grab your mic for me so everybody can hear you. All right, and so we're gonna have a good conversation, and in our conversation, we're encouraging single moms just to keep going, right? Like, we're not always gonna get it right. Every day won't be a good day, right? But how many kids do you have?
I am a proud mother of 5.
Yeah, so you know how to make it happen.
I know how to make it happen.
Yeah, so speaking of making it happen, how do you make it happen? What does a normal day look like for you? Like, when you wake up, what's your 5? What are the ages?
So I have a 19-year-old.
Okay.
I have a 13-year-old, a
Mhm.
10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a 6-year-old.
So it's lit.
It's very lit. It gets very lit. So what does a day in the life of my household look like? Man, when we wake up, literally, it's me tapping at the door, getting the kids ready for school. Sometimes they are prepared. Sometimes we have time at night to get them ready. I have time to get them ready. Sometimes I don't, so I might be scrambling sometimes. But, just getting them to school, throughout their day, they transition over to the after school program because as you guys know, I'm a serial entrepreneur. Dinner is after that. And we take the time to spend a little quality time. Most times we're talking about business because I am a firm believer in discussing what I do and also, empowering my kids with the knowledge of entrepreneurship throughout the day. And then they are very fun. They love to karaoke. So they like to rap. Sometimes we sing it, sometimes we dance it, but just being 100% transparent, sometimes it looks real out of order as a single mom, especially being an entrepreneur. So yeah, that's kind of what my day looks like with the kids.
Awesome. And so with having 5 kids, being an entrepreneur, you're busy because you got to keep it going.
Absolutely.
Right? So we're trying to help single moms in this segment. And so there's some mom that may be struggling on how to create time with her kids, whether she has 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. How do you incorporate quality time? And then I'm gonna ask this question now and I may ask it again. In that quality time, how do you make it unique to each child?
Very good question, because each child is indeed different, and we as parents know that. I am a young mother, and so I say all the time to a lot of my mentees and people that I speak to, there is no manual on how to be a parent. But what I do know is intentionality speaks volumes to kids.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
so whereas I can't just take them out every single day or every single weekend because of the demand of what I do,
Right.
I try to be intentional. So like, for instance, I have Carly. She's like the superstar of the family. She loves to sing. She can do everything. She's so sweet, but she needs a lot of attention. She needs me to focus in. So like last night, after cooking some shrimp pasta that they loved, it was time for bed. Carly came in and was like, "Hey, Mama, I want to share with you this book that I wrote." And I was like, I ain't got time to do that because I gotta, I got these emails to get out and it's time for bed. Then I thought
She wrote a whole book.
She wrote a whole book. She literally did, and did the illustrations with it as well.
Right.
And so I remember, wait a minute, let me pay attention, let me focus so that she'll know that this is important. So I listened to the book. I said, let's just do 5 pages of the book.
Wow.
And then Mom will come back this week, not tomorrow, because I try not to make broken promises. We all do it sometimes, but I try not to do that. I said, listen, this week we'll come back and read. So
Tara, I'm gonna cut your call. You said something that I want a mom to hear. You said when she brought the book, you were busy, you were tired, but you made time. You made time. How, right, I know we're gonna talk about the other kids, but how important is it to make time even when you're tired?
Wow.
Yeah, because single moms deal with a lot,
Yes.
right? Like you gotta keep it all together.
Yes.
And fatigue is every day. But to make time for the important things, at the end of the day, we know how, we really didn't care about that book. Girl, go sit down somewhere, right? But we have to make sure that we're intentional in that moment. So how do you make unique moments, intentional moments happen even when you're tired?
Oh man. So as an entrepreneur and single mom, I feel like I'm always inundated with tasks, but that's more of a blessing than it is a burden. Because I would rather be inundated and have opportunity, have doors, and have the ability to do what I do versus not have it at all. So what I like to do when I'm tired is just take a few moments. So what I used to think as a parent is, man, I can't, I see other people, being able to travel all the time with their kids and do all this stuff. But when you're running a startup, a brick and mortar, your schedule is a bit intense. But I realize it's those small moments of time every single day.
Wow.
And so, like, I'll take the smaller one. And she's very, she is the one that's running the household,
Right.
as per usual. And she tells her mama what to do a lot of times.
Right.
And so she is a constant reminder, even if I forget something that I said I was going to do. So what I'll do is just take her, talk to her about her day with my middle schooler, talk to her about her day, might stay up. The other night we stayed up late. She wanted to watch a scary movie. It was like 1 o'clock in the morning. I was awakened. And I was like, girl, a scary movie. I knew I was going to fall asleep, but I came in the living room, picked those feet up, and went in,
You
laid
didn't
on
watch
the
it
couch.
because you was gonna be scared.
You
know how it
See,
is.
that's the real game. The real game, and she knows that.
Right.
And I said, what you want to watch, girl? Freddie? She knew I was going to fall asleep, but I think it was just the principle of me being present.
Right.
I don't want to make it seem like I have it all together and I'm perfect, because I've dropped the ball. I think just, I don't know if it's realistic to be able to juggle everything seamlessly, but sometimes you just got to know what to juggle what day.
Right. Right. And so as as parents, as a single mother, juggle your schedule and make time for your kids. A lot of times we fail to make times for ourselves, right? And I know due to some people's circumstances, you may not be able to make a lot of time, but how do you make time for self-care? What does self-care look like for a single mom that has a lot to do? What does it look like, and what are some things that you do to take care of you?
Gotcha. So that's a really good question. For me, it sounds cliche, but my prayer time
Come on.
is my self-care.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, for me, that's I won't even just say an escape. My worship is an escape. My time where I'm in that intimate space, that's my getaway. It's to me, it's just as good as going to an island, right? But my prayer time, because that's my grounding, right? That's what keeps my mental health stable, aside from all the other things. But yeah, so I do that. I will say I like shopping.
Come on.
Now I don't do it too
Retail
much.
therapy. Come on.
Retail therapy. I don't do it too much, but the time to do my hair, but mainly it's that time of prayer and that time of intimacy with God. That actually is fun to me. Like, my prayer life ain't boring. You understand me?
It should be fun.
It's very fun,
Yeah.
and it's where I get the release. It's where I'm restored, and I also am rebooted in prayer to be this single mind, to be this entrepreneur, this go-getter that many say that I am.
You said something that I want every single mother to hear. That prayer life was the reboot. Prayer life was the reboot. That when you're down, when you're low in energy, that prayer is the recharge. Prayer is the reboot. And so your relationship with the Lord, as a single mom, how have you discovered that the hand of God is what holds chaos together?
How have I discovered that? I think that, number one, my prayer life and my relationship with God has given me access to revelation.
Come on.
The revelation to understand that sometimes God works in a way that man would say is chaotic and out of order, but according to the kingdom principles, according to the heavenly order, it's actually not. So that I feel like as a single mother, we need that extra. We need that constant communication with the Lord. I'll say this real quick. I have a son, and my son, he's the only son, and he has ADHD, ODD, and now he's seeing a psychiatrist. He's dealt with a ton of just emotional differences that have weighed on me as a mother and parent, because we've been battling this for years. And, as a mother, you don't want your children to see you break, right? But sometimes it's good for them to see you break down and cry, right? But the way that I'm able to just pick up and continue to persevere and overcome any obstacle that I face, whether it's with my kids, in my business, or whatever, it's literally been through my communication with God. And I'll just say this real quick, because prayer sounds so cliche. I'm a millennial, and I understand the power of intercession and all of that, but truly it's just having that dialogue and communication with God. Some days my prayer life is like, Jesus, I don't know what to do. I mean, real talk. I have 20,000 things that's going on. I have all of these demands. And Lord, I got this going on with this kid and this going on with that kid. And Father, I just need help. Help me. Sometimes that is my prayer. And when I tell you, God always show up.
Yes, ma'am.
Through it, and it's tangible and it's real. I'm talking about He'll send me somebody.
Yes.
A friend will be like, girl, you need me to keep the kids, or girl, you need me to do some assistant work for you. God is constant, and He is ready to assist us parents.
I love it. I love it. So with your Heavenly Father readily available to step in and be there for you, how have you found your earthly support system to be a foundation, a help? How have you discovered that?
Absolutely. Asking. It's the principle of asking. Number one, I want to shout out to my beautiful mother, Sharon McDaniel.
Come on, Miss Sharon.
Come on, Miss Sharon. Without my mama, I have a mother, a strong family support system, my brother, and even some friends. And I know sometimes when they weren't available, I would literally, ask trusted people that I trusted that were in my circle, and just say, look, I'm gonna be at the coffee bar late tonight. You know, there's unexpected instance that requires me to be present. Are you available? And either people are available or they aren't. And I'll say this as well. When it comes to like organizing the kids' schedule, it's a little tough to do that with, you know, multiple kids and working and all that. But what I do, aside from jotting down notes, is I send messages to the people that's on call. So I'll send it to like my older daughter and be like, Carly need her hair done at this date and this time, and you call and make that arrangement. Mama, this, that, and the third. So I tap into that resource. So friends or family.
That's great. You said something that I kind of want to segue as we exit our conversation. Something that I think is very important for any parent, but really single parents, and in this context, single moms. You said you ask, that you deny yourself, lower your pride, and ask for help. Was that a journey? Is that innate? Is that how you're hardwired, or did you find it that you had to get to a point to where, hey, Tara can't do it all by herself, and you just had to ask?
I think I'm still learning that. In some instances, yes, that wasn't hardwired because I'm used to being a giver. I'm used to being the helping hand. But I realize in order to do destiny, especially when God has pivoted you into your place of promise, it requires your full attention. So like, for instance, Joseph, when he came out of the prison, right, and he entered into that promise, God needed him to be a problem solver. He needed to bring solutions. So there are specific seasons and phases in my life where I realize I'm just not capable of doing everything. And then other seasons, I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I need to be more present. So I look at it in seasons. So this is truly just a season where I need help. And I've had to literally acknowledge that first and not be in denial about that and remove any pride that I had about asking and just put it out there. And you would be surprised with the help that will come to you. And I'll just always say, I'm always looking to add value as well. So the people in my support system, in my tribe that I ask to help with my kids, I always try to find a way to be an asset to them as well.
I love it.
Reciprocity.
I love it. Miss Make It Happen, you are representing for so many other women that are single moms that are making it happen every day. And you never know who's watching or who will watch this episode. So I want you to take the next 35 seconds to just speak to your sister that's going through the same thing you're going through. Maybe not even be in the same city, but going through the same thing you're going through as a single mom. What is something, if she was sitting right here, what is something you would tell her? Next 30 seconds, do that for me.
I would say to you, single mother, first of all, whatever vision or dream God has planted in you, he gave it to you knowing that you can produce, and he will make provisions for you to do it. I also want you to understand that it's not going to be easy to do destiny. It's not going to be easy to raise your kids, but life never promised us easiness. We need to be able to persevere. You're looking at someone who was a teen parent. I was raised in the hood. I was brought up in an impoverished situation, and I didn't have no handouts. I worked hard because when I look at those kids in the eyes, I'm doing that for them. And so you do whatever you got to do within the realms of integrity and within the realms of faith to get it done, and God will add to you where you fall short.
Absolutely. Tara, thank you so much. Thank you. Like, I hope that every parent was listening, but especially single moms was listening to this segment of the thread tonight. And I pray that you took that in. You took that in, that you lean on God, that you lean on your support system, that you ask for help, and you know that prayer is a key to making it through every day of your motherhood, right? And so super excited. Hopefully y'all are having a great time. Hopefully you have encouraged somebody to watch. We're just getting started. So go ahead and share the link with somebody, share the YouTube link. And while you're sharing, I want you to know that here at Concord on our website, you can go and get resources, concorddallas.org/the thread. You can go to our website, and on that resource page, you can get articles, you can see what books I'm reading, and you can see how we are navigating through parenthood and actually helping and giving resources to you. And so with that, I also want you to know that you can subscribe right now to the thread. You can go to iTunes right now and subscribe to the thread. As you go there, you type in the thread Concord, and it'll pop right back pop right up. The Thread Concord, it'll pop right up. The Thread Concord on iTunes.